Hi, everyone. First of all, I just wanted to say that I'm really excited to be here, and I want to thank you all for coming here today. Now, I want you to imagine a scenario. You've just released a huge and exciting feature. Everyone is happy, you're having a party, and even open a bottle of champagne. But then, an hour later, you mention in the urgent channel in Slack, "Oh no, looks like your new feature has a bug." But no worries, you're an amazing developer, so you immediately start to look into it, fix it quickly, and of course, the most important step is to release it, right? So users will get it. Now let me ask you a question. How much time did it take you to release? 1 minute? Maybe even 1 week? I'll guess that most of you, at least the web and server developers here, will answer 1 minute. But what would you say if I tell you that for mobile developers, the answer will be 1 week? Shocking, right? Why should it take 1 week? It's only a press of a button. So let me tell you a little secret. The mobile release process is probably more complicated than you probably think. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, let me introduce myself. So hi, my name is Liat Netach. I have 3 years of experience as a mobile QA and 3 years of experience as a mobile developer. And today I'm going to walk you through the mobile release process. So let's start from our first step, the GA. And it's probably not the GA you think of. In mobile, the GA doesn't mean to make the version available for the general audience. It only means that we create a tagged version. We tag the version that we want to be released to the stores in the next app release. In Wix in particular, we have a lot of different modules that build our app. So each one of them needs to be GA'd separately. And that leads us to the next step, creating a release version. Our QA team builds a unified version with all the latest GAs of all modules. You can refer to that as our release candidate. They test it both manually and run automations. In case they find any issue, they should either revert the problematic module or wait for a fix if its content is really important. Now I want to stop here for a second, and I want you to imagine that every time you want to release your version, you need to wait for other modules, and in case they have issue, you need to wait for them to fix it. And more than that, you cannot just release whatever you want whenever you want. You have only one scheduled release in a week, and that's it. So that's how we work in the mobile. So once we have a successful version, we submit it to the stores. We submit it to App Store and Google Play. Both stores needs to have different process. It's unrelated to each other, and they need to review the app. So Google review usually takes up to 2 hours. And Apple review usually takes up to 2 days. Yes, you heard right, 2 days. And guess what? They can also decline our version. So Google barely ever does that. The review is usually automated. They check that the app is not malicious. Apple, on the other hand, does decline versions from time to time. The review process is usually manual, and they check the app quality, premium regulations, and more. In case they decline our version, they need to have specific reason. Then we need to fix it and resubmit it to the stores. So the next step is the rollout. Simple, right? So in mobile, it usually takes around 2 days. In Google, it starts automatically, and of course, Apple, we need to do it manually. In the rollout in mobile means to whom the app will be available. So it doesn't necessarily mean that these users will download the version. And the last step, finally, right? Penetration. Penetration means how many users already updated the app. So we can control who updates the app. So when we finish the rollouts and we've released our version to 100% of the users, it doesn't mean that we have 100% penetration. It's weird, right? Because it means that we have more than one version in production every time. And this case cannot happen in website or server worlds. So if there's anything I want you to take from this talk is the next time you collaborate with a mobile team, please have extra test coverage. I know everyone covered their code with tests, but test all edge cases and all use cases you can think of. Think with the mobile dev about the experiment and wrap all your changes with it. And be aware that sometimes we will need to have a minimum version to the experiment, so we will need to know how to handle it. Backward compatibility. Sometimes in our server team, for example, when they want to deprecate a service, they need to wait a few months before they can actually stop supporting the old version. So we need to have backward compatibility because we always have more than one version in production, so be aware of that. And last but not least, please plan your release carefully. It's super important, and it can save you for last minute issues, trust me. So thank you all for listening, and I hope you learned something.